Remember, it's an Elvis world.
That sound. So the Acorn Electron was a home computer that was released in the UK back in 1983 by Acorn Computers. It's an 8-bit machine. They already had out on the market their BBC Micro. There'd been a BBC A and then a BBC B, and the BBC B was big in education. It went into all the schools and was a very popular machine, but it was very expensive in the home market. So Acorn released this little beige beauty, the Acorn Electron, as a more affordable option to the BBC B. It was a similar computer, but it was cut down in a lot of ways. It had a ULA chip in it that performed the functions of a lot of the other individual chips on the bigger BBC Micro board. And that was quite a breakthrough of its time, that chip. And, you know, it was that chip that slowed down the release of this machine. And as amazing as that chip was, it did have a few problems, and it went through a few versions as time progressed. I think this is an issue 4 in this machine, if I remember rightly. So I've had this computer since I was a kid. I got it Christmas 1983. And as it came back then, it was just the computer where the pen is really forward. This was it. You connected it to a television, and I had a cassette tape deck back then, and you loaded all your games, all your software to and from cassette. And over the years since then, I've upgraded it. I've got this interface on the back, which allows for expansion. It's got a floppy disk drive, so you can see I've got these two 3.5-inch floppy drives connected up, and kit's still being made for this machine. What you can see here, this circuit board is a user port by a guy named Martin Barr that allows for further expansion, and in that it's got a means of being able to transfer software amongst many other things. One of the things it can do is it can help you to transfer software from your Electron to, for example, a PC and back again, and it also allows me to connect through its user port this mouse, and I've got some drawing software that I use with that on the Electron. But I'm sidetracking. The reason I wanted to show you this machine today, well, there's two things actually. I wanted to show you an example of what I was talking about, the transfer between a PC and an Electron. So let me just switch display modes on the Electron. I'm going to change over to drive 1, which is this floppy drive underneath there. Clear the screen. Load. I think I called it MC1. Oh, that's embarrassing. Hang on, let me check the contents of the disk and just see. MC, sorry. So star load MC 1500. Yeah, so you might be familiar with that image from the YouTube channel. That's an image, a screenshot from the Minecraft game, taken on the PC. Obviously, that was in colour. I used the utility on the PC to reduce it down to a format and size that the Electron can recognise. And then I send it across from the PC to the Electron as a screen dump, basically, which I can then save to floppy disk on the Electron. And it's just quite a nice little thing. A way of producing pictures and graphics on the Electron that it couldn't do without digitization. And back in the day, you could get handheld scanners that you could use to, scan a photograph or something similar, and they would load that image into the Electron or other 8-bit, 16-bit machine of the era. Your Commodores, your Sinclair Spectrums, and later your Commodore Amigas, your Atari STs, and save them to floppy disk that way. So that's just a little cool thing. But what I wanted to show you, if I just switch disks, I've got a program here called Mini Office, which some of the older viewers might remember. It was a suite of programs that gave you word processor, spreadsheet, and database. If I can remember the name, I think it is literally just DBase. Let's find out. Look at that for a loading screen. That's proper 8-bit. Okay, so yeah, DBase. So let's just chuck in that one. And we're going to load an old file, which I called Realm. So what I'd done is I'd started to write down on paper some of the places that I visited in the Realm that were interesting. So while I was out looking for ore, iron, and all the rest of it, I was coming across, as you do, broken, nether portals, shipwrecks, places I just thought I liked the look of. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if, in a kind of geeky way, to start recording these? And so what I did, hang on a minute, let me just put in, wait, let's not do it that way. Let's go to field search. No, not field search. We can list the records, actually, that'll show all of them. List records to screen, input from 1, 2, 4. I only entered 4 records so far, but I don't know if the camera's picking that up. I think it is. It's a database of places I've been. So you've got the XYZ coordinates from Minecraft, the location and details of that location. So Viridis is the fishing boat. What else have we got? We've got a shipwreck that was quite near to there. I've put that in. A beautiful cove I found that I thought would be good to explore and maybe set up a little fishing village or something like that. I'm just noting down, points of interest really, and the Badlands biome. Now, I don't know if you remember, but at the start of the series, one of the things I really wanted to do was find some green dye for the bed in the ship. It sounds silly now, but it's quite a hard thing to find, and I knew that you could make it from cactus. If you cook a piece of cactus, it produces green dye. So I searched for days and days to try and find a desert biome, and eventually I did. Dylan and I were out wandering one day, and we came across a Badlands biome, and beyond that was a desert. So I've noted down that Badlands biome. It'd be cool to go back and have a look around there. I know you find a lot of gold and that kind of thing, don't you, in those biomes? But yeah, this is cool. So I forgot to say, this computer's got a 32K memory, 32 kilobytes. And I find it amazing that this database on this disk has, on this 8-bit computer, has a similar processing power to one of the books that you can create within the Minecraft game. So I've in addition to putting them onto here, I've started a book on the ship in Minecraft, which is being used as a record of these places with the same information in that book on Minecraft, and that little book in that game is doing the same job as this whole setup from 40 odd years ago. So I just thought that was amazing, and I love to find new ways to kind of tie the old and the new together, and I love to find ways of using this old kit, because I've had this since it came out in 1983, and I love the fact that it still has some relevance to modern life now, 40 years later, or 41 years later, whatever it is. So yeah, I hope you found that interesting. If you can get your hands on, it's become really popular lately, retro computing. So this kit has just skyrocketed in price. But if you can get your hands on any of the computers from that era, the 8-bit era, I really do recommend that you do that, because they're a lot of fun, and it's fun to experiment with them and just to see what can be done with them, considering the fact that they're 40 years old. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Just as a little sort of footnote, really, I forgot to say I'm using another Acorn Electron, or I should say just the shell of the Electron, and a keyboard that I put together from some spare parts that I had as my keyboard for the PC. There's a USB controller in there that is basically converting the signals from the Electron's mechanical keyboard into ones that the PC can understand, and the PC just sees this as a keyboard, really. But it's kind of cool to be using this Acorn Electron as a keyboard for my PC. So yeah, it's just like a little side note, really. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.
Remember, it's an Elvis world.